Well, a very good morning to you on this Tuesday morning as we continue this week with our looking at different elements of the Christmas story which is coming up. Yesterday we considered the role that angels play in the Christmas story. And this morning I want to look at probably one of the most controversial elements of the Christmas story, although it doesn't actually fit precisely with with Jesus' birth, but it does have to do with his conception. And I'm talking about what is commonly called the virgin birth, more accurately, the virgin conception. And it has been a major cause of struggle, of doubt, of questioning for many people. We live in an age where we understand the process of conception and birth. And the idea of a miraculous intervention of God to bring about conception, for many people seems just a step too far. But what is commonly called the virgin birth is something which Luke records in his gospel when he talks about the angel Gabriel coming to tell Mary that she's going to give birth to a son. And Mary queries that because she says she is still a virgin. And of course, Gabriel tells her that this is going to be because the Holy Spirit will come and work within her body and she will conceive. Now, the question is, one of the questions might be, how did Luke know this? Well, we're told that Luke, in putting together what we call the Gospel of Luke, he actually interviewed people. He actually investigated the truths. In chapter 1 and verse 3, he says, I myself have carefully investigated everything from the beginning. And in all probability, Luke, who was a medical doctor and a non-Jew, by the way, in all probability, he met Mary, probably got the story from her, because he's the only one who talks about the things that only Mary could have known. And many struggle, though, with this concept of the virgin birth. It's caused many to even turn away. And the question we have to ask is, as an element of our Christmas story, how essential is it to believe in the virgin birth? Well, let me say this. If it's not true, then Jesus must have had an earthly father. If Jesus had an earthly father, then he was, might I say, merely a man, a human being, and nothing more. A very good human being, a very good man, a great philosopher, teacher perhaps, but nothing more than that. But more importantly, even than just the impact it would have had on his life and teaching and claims, more importantly, if Jesus had an earthly father, and he was merely a man, then his death on the cross has no significance other than that he was simply a martyr who was put to death. Then there's got to be a huge question around things like the resurrection. But we're told that Jesus was not only a man, he was a fully 100% man, but he was also fully 100% God. And that is possible because of what God did in the body of his mother Mary. So the question is this essential to believe in order to be a Christian? Well, I guess I could say not, but one of the things that I would suggest is that as we grow in our Christian walk, as we spend more time with the Lord and start to recognize that there are probably numbers of things that apparently science would say cannot happen. For example, walking on the water, feeding 5,000. But as we get to accept more and more of these miraculous events, we come to the point of saying, well, this miraculous event is probably the easiest of miraculous events to accept. If you think about it, with what we know about conception, All that is necessary for a virgin to become pregnant would be for God to touch one cell in her womb. That's all. And in terms of the amount of difficulty, if you like, of miracle, it must be the easiest of miracles to perform. A miracle? What would we consider a miracle? Well, a miracle is simply an intervention of God in order to change the normal course of events in our natural world. And that's what is involved with the virgin birth. It's God breaking into our world to change the normal course of events. And so, do I believe the virgin birth? From time to time, through my walk with the Lord, through my being a Christian, yes, I have wondered, as I have wondered about many things. But I've come to the conclusion, after walking with the Lord for 50 years, that this is absolutely true, reliable, that Mary was a virgin, and that God broke into her world and ours by touching her and producing the baby Jesus, which we will be celebrating in just a few weeks' time. But this morning, as you take time out, I want to ask you to do this. Won't you think of occasions that you are aware of God breaking into our normal physical world and bringing about change? Maybe in your own personal life. Maybe you've heard of things that have happened to others, either in history or even current events, or maybe a biblical event that you believe to be true. Won't you just name before the Lord 3 events in which you would label miraculous and God breaking into our physical world and bringing about change? And then won't you thank the Lord for his doing that? A step of faith? Yes, indeed it is. But this step of faith in accepting the truth, the reality of the virgin birth, is just one of the wonders of our Christmas story. God bless you today.